Hey, for Play and Trade Guitars, I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera, and you're about to watch us jam out and take the Telecaster and Stratocaster head-to-head. Stick with me on the other side of this. I'll give you my reaction, and I'll also give you a rundown of all the series in production from Fender. If you're in the market for any new gear, click to buy that new gear using our link. The first pass, you'll hear leads battle it out. Second pass, I'll isolate just the rhythm tracks. And then third, you can jam along. I'll give you the rhythm track only. You can play along and see how these guitars work in the context of the song. I love doing this. Let's get to work. Oh, Zach and I have so much fun making these tracks. It's a way for us to showcase these guitars in action. I can give you the reviews, which we love doing on the channel. We give you everything you need to know when you buy a new guitar. And I'll tell you what, putting these into practice, putting all this into practice and making these original songs where we can really just jam out and have fun and let you hear in context the difference between these guitars. Without a doubt, you know that the Stratocaster and Tele are must-own guitars. So for this track, we did some spontaneous composition. Zach and I came up with a song that I thought would highlight the Stratocaster and Telecaster. The particular guitars are from my personal collection. I've got a 2001 standard Stratocaster in black with a maple neck. And then I've got this great 1988 standard Telecaster in red with a maple neck, both from my personal collection. I'm really used to playing them. They sound great with some fresh strings. I got everything dialed in just where I want it. I'm running through my Kemper player rig that I'm playing out live with a lot of the time. And it all comes together, I think, to highlight the differences and the strengths and what makes these guitars unique. I am a huge fan of the Telecaster because I feel like you can do everything from bright country to getting it a little darker and rolled off and making it sound like a 335. No joke, you can play every style on a Telecaster. I think the Telecaster is a little bit more of a chameleon. It's more versatile. You can fit more stylistically into more ranges of music with the Tele. The Strat is just fantastic in terms of delivering that iconic Strat tone. The blessing and the curse, I think, of the Stratocaster is a Stratocaster sounds out front like a Strat, and that's great when you want it to sound like a Strat, and sometimes it's maybe in certain contexts a little distracting, but it sounds great nonetheless. So it's maybe a little bit less of a chameleon because you're going to know it when you hear it, but you've got to have both because you can especially hear our approach here was to combine the sound of these and really just get a beautiful mix of classic Fender tones. For the rhythm, I went with a bridge setting on Tele, which gives you a nice sharp tone coming from the Tele. I rounded that out with the Strat in that kind of iconic position 4 tone, which has a beautiful, almost out of phase tone between the middle and neck pickup. And I think the two of those worked in concert really well. And then the leads, of course, you're going to have the Strat doing the Strat thing. To me, it's as simple as this. Nothing else sounds like a Strat, and when you hear a Strat, you know it's a Strat, so you've got to have one. The Tele has maybe a little bit less prominence, but has a little bit more bite, and it has a little bit more roundness, particularly in middle position, which is a position that I love. But between the two of them, you can let me know in the head-to-head lead battle which was your favorite. And there's tons of options available when it comes to Strats and Teles today. Fender is making some great guitars. They've got the new Player 2 series. They're using rosewood again. So let me tell you about all the current production guitars from Fender. And really it's going to come down to one decision. Do you want a more vintage inspired Strat or Tele, or do you want more of a kind of modern approach that takes all the history of the Strat and Tele and puts modern touches into it? On the vintage front, you're going to have something super affordable like the Squier Classic Vibe under $500. In the middle, you have one of my favorite series. These are made in Mexico. This is the Ventera 2 line. Incredible value and excellent guitars, which honestly really rival a lot of the USA production guitars in the mid-range. Ventera 2 is really worth checking out. Also on the vintage inspired front, if you want to go high end, it's the American Vintage 2 series. These are year-by-year spot-on recreations of a particular guitar from a particular year, and they're really well done. If you want a more modern approach, the more affordable guitar is going to start with the new Player 2 series, which we're going to have full reviews on the entire Player 2 line. Moving that up, you can go to the American guitars. This is going to start with the American Performer around $1,400, American Professional 2, which is kind of the staple, around $1,800. And then if you want to go high end here, you can go the souped up performance guitars with the Ultra series around $2,000 or the Ultra Luxe around $2,600 to $2,700. There's definitely a Strat or Tele at every price range that is truly a great player. You can check out all the reviews across our channel, and I really want to hear from you. What did you think of the track? What do you think about the new format? We're going to keep doing this every week because we want to put these guitars into action. We want to play them and let you hear them in context. Let me know your favorites. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed. We're giving away an American-made Martin acoustic guitar. Beautiful guitar when we hit 100,000 subscribers. To be in it to win that, make sure you're subscribed, turn on notifications, and enter via Gleam. All that's down below. And when you're in the market for any new gear, do us a favor and click to buy that gear using our link. It really does help us make these videos and keep this channel moving. And in the States, you'll get fast free shipping, easy payment plans, and the payment plans make buying new gear super easy. Europe, you can check out our Toman link down below. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you on the next video from Play and Trade Guitars. I'm John. That's Zach behind the camera. See you next time.